It's just a personal thing for me. When my child brought it up, I told her no tattoo in our family. None of us has one, and she's not going to be the first. And I explained to her why she can't have it. And she kind of understood, and she was happy with the decision. How I train my own child, irrespective of my location, I don't care. The government cannot tell me how to take care of my own child. Of course, there are laws, and laws are meant to be obeyed, right? I am not violating the law, and at the same time, I won't leave my child to the government to train for me. You gotta train your kids yourself, guy. Hi guys, trust you're good. Wow, that was an awesome review and feedback. Thanks so much for the feedback and the reviews. I got so many messages after my last video. Thank you so much. So yes, we have more than 3 tribes in Nigeria. We have over 50 of them, but for the sake of the video, I just mentioned 3 to save time, and that is what I intend to do for that video, and that was what I did. So if you know you're not from the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbo, please put in the comment section your tribe. Let's know your tribe. Let's Google it. Let's know what your languages are, how you speak, how you dress, what your food is, and everything. Just let's know what tribe you belong to. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. You guys rock. You guys are my family. So my culture part 2. Aside from being able to speak your dialect, aside from being able to know the things that runs in your culture, do you know the things that are acceptable in your culture? Do you know the things you are meant to do and you're not meant to do? As a Yoruba guy, as an Igbo guy, as an Hausa guy, do you know the things you're meant to do and not to do? Okay, so just a quick one. 2 months ago, my daughter came back from school, and then she said, Mom, I want a tattoo on my back. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on? Where is that coming from? I was confused. I'm like, how am I going to explain this to this girl? And she kept on going on, and I said, Mommy, I want a tattoo. I want a tattoo on my back. I want a tattoo on my back. And then I sat down and I said, okay, fine, Ire, what's going on? Where is this coming from? And she said, you know what? My teacher has a tattoo on her neck. And I asked her if I can have one. And she said, it's fine to have one. I said, woohoo. Okay, and I said, Christ, please help me. How will I explain to this girl that, number one, as a Christian, maybe not as a Christian, maybe let me say from where we are coming from, the strong Yoruba ones, you know that if you have a tattoo and then you go home and you show your skin, and there's a way they will look at you like, who is this person? It's not totally acceptable where I am coming from. It's not something we are proud of. Even if you have one, you probably put on something to cover it, right? So when she came back home, I'm talking about a 4-year-old girl. And when she came back home and she says, Mommy, I want a tattoo because my teacher has a tattoo. I was a bit confused because I don't even know where to start from. I don't know how to explain to her how she'll be able to understand. And I sat her down and I said, number one, having a tattoo is not a bad thing. It's not a bad idea. Your teacher that has a tattoo, I mean, she's not a bad person as well, and having a tattoo doesn't mean she's bad or doesn't mean she's weird. I said, but the only thing is that I personally do not like tattoo, and I will not like any of my kids to have a tattoo on. And she was like, oh, my teacher says it's not bad to have a tattoo. She said I can have one. I said, good. Since your teacher said you're good to have one, you got to pack your load and go stay with your teacher. Because once you got a tattoo, you no longer stay in my house. No tattoo here. And then I sat her down and I said, okay, does your dad has one? No. Your kid sister, does she have one? No. Okay. Your grandparents back home, do you see any of them with tattoo? No. Okay. Your mom, does she have one? She said no. I said, okay. So if none of your family members has tattoo, if you have one, then you're going to be looking strange because none of us got tattoo on our bodies. And she kind of sat down like, okay. And I said, because it's not acceptable in our culture. We don't do that where we are coming from. We are not white, we are black. And even though we are black, some black have tattoo, but in this family, we don't do that. So I told her it's not acceptable where we are coming from. It is not allowed. It's not allowed in our culture, in our family. We don't have tattoo, and none of our kids is gonna have a tattoo. Having a tattoo is not a bad thing. Believe you me, those who have tattoo doesn't make them a bad person, doesn't make them not acceptable in the society. But I think it's just a personal thing for me. I don't want it for my family, and I kind of cleared that out to her to let her know I don't want it in my family. And I let her know that once she has one, she'll have to pack a load and go stay with her teacher, and she's not going to see us forever. Like, you're not going to see your mom, you're not going to see your dad. You have to go stay with your teacher forever, so that you and your sister, you can look the same, you can look alike, the tattoo families, right? So when she heard that, she was like, no, I don't want to leave my mom and dad. I said, fine, if that's the case, no tattoo in this house. And I explained to her why I feel it's not acceptable for me, and that was how we moved on, and she never mentioned it ever again. So I feel once in a while we should just sit our children down. We should discuss with them what is acceptable in our culture and what is not acceptable, so that at least it will guide their judgment, it will guide the way they think, it will guide the way they reason. And even when they go outside, when they see some things out, they would know they can't have it, or they are not meant to have it, because of where they are coming from and because of their background. And don't get me wrong, kids that have tattoos are not bad kids. They don't necessarily have bad mentor, they don't necessarily have bad parents. It's just a personal thing for me. When my child brought it up, I told her no tattoo in our family, none of us has one, and she's not going to be the first. And I explained to her why she can't have. You know, she's just being inquisitive as a 4-year-old girl asking me why she cannot have one. And I'm like, God, please help me with this explanation. Let her sink into her brain, and may she not ask again. So I sat that down and I explained to her the reason why she can't have it, and we moved on. So as parents, please again, inculcate your culture into your children. Let them be aware of the things that are acceptable and things that are not acceptable in their culture, so that they don't start bringing strange attitudes home and you will not be able to cope them. See you in my next video. Bye.